Once upon a time, in a kingdom shrouded in eternal winter, there lived a princess. Her name was Snow. Snow's stepmother, the true queen, was a woman of power and grace, but she harbored a terrible secret. She had made a pact with the dark forces of the woods, trading her soul for the magic of the enchanted mirror. The mirror spoke only truths, and one day it uttered words that would doom them all.
You are fair, my queen, it's true. But Snow White's soul is blacker than you.
The queen's heart twisted with fear. She called for her huntsman.
Take the girl into the forest and bring me her heart. Only then will I be free of her curse.
The huntsman couldn't do it. When he looked into Snow's eyes, he saw innocence. He left her in the forest, hoping the wild would claim her. Snow was no ordinary girl. She wandered until she found a cottage. Inside, she found 7 small beds, 7 small chairs, 7 small plates, and on the walls, 7 small masks hung, each carved with a grotesque, twisted face. The dwarves returned at dusk, their eyes hollow and their movements jerky. They were not miners, but guardians of the forest, bound to serve its dark mistress. They saw Snow and fell to their knees, for they recognized the darkness in her.
Stay with us. You're the master we've been waiting for.
Snow smiled. She stayed with the dwarves, and the forest grew darker, the trees thicker, the shadows longer. Animals fled, and travelers who entered the woods never returned. The evil dwarves brought her gifts, shiny trinkets, glittering stones, and sometimes still beating hearts. Meanwhile, the queen's mirror began to change. Its surface rippled like water, and the voice that spoke from it was no longer her own. It was Snow's.
You thought you could escape me, Mother. But the forest is mine now, and soon the kingdom will be too.
Desperate and broken, the queen sought out the one thing she believed could save her. A poisoned apple. Disguised as an old crone, she ventured into the forest. She found Snow in a clearing, surrounded by the dwarves, who chanted in a language older than time. The queen offered the apple, and Snow White took it, her black eyes gleaming with amusement. She bit into the fruit and fell. The dwarves were furious when the queen poisoned their master. The queen tried to run, but the trees reached for her with claw-like branches. The dwarves closed in, their masks twisting into grotesque smiles. Finally, the forest consumed her, leaving nothing behind. Years later, a prince from a distant kingdom heard tales of Snow, the beautiful princess. Intrigued and foolishly brave, he ventured into the woods, determined to break the curse and win Snow's heart. When he reached the cottage, he found Snow in a coma. Her beauty was even more chilling up close. The prince, undeterred, knelt before her.
I've come to free you from this curse. True love's kiss can break any spell.
He kissed Snow. She awoke, her laughter echoing through the forest like a death knell.
True love's kiss. You think you can love me? You think you can tame the darkness?
Before the prince could respond, the dwarves emerged from the shadows, their masks twisted into grotesque smiles. They surrounded him, their movements unnaturally smooth, like puppets on strings. Snow stepped closer, her breath cold against his skin.
Let's see how brave you are when the darkness takes you.
The prince's eyes widened as he felt the cold seep into his veins, his heart slowing, his breath freezing in his lungs. He tried to pull away, but her grip was iron. When she finally released him, he fell to the ground, his body stiff and lifeless.
True love's kiss. A fairy tale for fools.
The dwarves dragged the prince's body into the forest, where the trees claimed him, their roots wrapping around him like a burial shroud. Snow, now calling herself Snow Black, returned to her throne, her heart as cold and unyielding as the winter that never ended.